Hello again, everyone. I'm Joe Longinusa, welcoming you to another edition of Next on the Tee with Chris Mascaro, the show where industry leaders, golf professionals, and legends all come and discuss the great game we love so much. So without further ado, let's turn it over to our host to tell us who's next on the tee. Chris, take it away.
Hey, thank you, Joe. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming back and joining me again today on Next on the Tee. We know you've got a lot of choices out there for shows and podcasts to listen to, and we really appreciate the fact that you've chosen Next on the Tee to be one of them. I am your host, Chris Mascaro, and today joining me is a guy who's become a great friend of the show, and that's golfballs.com retail manager of operations, Andy Melancon. So, if you're wondering what to get the golf enthusiast in your life, this Christmas season, I'm betting Andy has some really good ideas for you. And beyond that, Andy's a great guy. Golfballs.com is a fantastic site. I buy all of my golf balls through them because they have all the brands you could ever possibly want. Plus, if you decide you want to have your golf balls or or an array of other items personalized, no one does it any better than golfballs.com. And I say that, folks, because of how well they have actually taken care of me over the years. And by the way, they don't sponsor this show. I'm under no obligation to say any of that. It comes from true experience of being a customer of golfballs.com. And that's, reason, the original reason why I reached out to Andy. And like I say, this is, his fourth appearance on the show with me. I reached out to Andy years ago after, several years of a great experience on golfballs.com. So, great site. Great folks. They take great care of you, and you're going to get a quality product you're going to be very proud of or happy with, depending on which product you happen to go with. So looking forward to having Andy join me here in just a few moments. So, we're going to have a lot of fun on today's show. Andy's a great guy to have a lot of fun with. I'm so glad you're here to take the journey with me over about the next half hour or so. But, like I say, every single week, Next on the Tee is brought to you today and by the great folks over at Seymour Putters. They are great. You want to talk about another great product, Seymour Putters. Ooh, what a great putter. It's actually absolutely helping me take strokes off of my game. Let's kick off the show, by hearing a word from Joe Longinusa about those great folks.
Golfers, has this happened to you? Great drive, perfect second shot on the green, only to 3 or even 4 putt? Shaking your head all the way back to the cart. I have good news. Help is on the way with the Seymour Putter. The Seymour Putter Company patented RST technology sets up the putter perfectly every time using a visible gun sight on the top line. Genius! It's like locking radar onto the target, in this case, the golf hole, putting the golfer in perfect position to make a reliable and consistent stroke. The 1999 U.S. Open, 2007 Masters, and 2015 British Open champions all used, you guessed it, the Seymour Putter. So if you're ready to make more putts, take strokes off your game, log on to Seymour.com. That's SEEMORE.com, and put a Seymour Putter in your bag today.
Yeah, like Joe said, check out their putter technology that's helped win now 3 majors and 36 tour events and counting because, as Joe said, this year's Men's British Open champion was using a Seymour putter. And it's going to help you make more putts, too. Like I said a moment ago, I know it's helping me. Check them out online at Seymour, SEEMORE.com, and get one in your bag. You're going to be very glad you did. We are also sponsored by French Lick Resort up in French Lick, Indiana. Folks, you want to talk about a spectacular resort to both play golf and to just enjoy and relax. You're not going to find a better place to do that anywhere on the planet better than the French Lick Resort. Go to FrenchLick.com to see for yourself. I had the privilege taking my family there back in June, and like I say every single week, we are already looking forward to getting back there as quickly as we possibly can. The resort, it's historic, it's beautiful, got wonderful gardens out in the back that you get to stroll through, and a relaxing, huge rocking chair porch all across the front of the resort, and the golf, my friends. Oh, my goodness, the golf. Pete Dye course is kept in championship condition year-round, and they could be ready to host a major championship there at a moment's notice. This year, they hosted the Senior PGA Championship plus the LPGA Legends Championship. So if you've always wondered, what would it be like to play in a major? Well, you can do it up there at the Pete Dye course. They also have a Donald Ross designed golf course, which is fantastic. It's the site of Walter Hagen's PGA Championship victory back in 1924. They've also got the Valley Links course on the property that dates back to 1907. So the French Lick Resort needs to be on your list of places to stay and play. And oh, by the way, my friends, they have a casino right there on the property as well. For more information and to book your stay, go to FrenchLick.com. Also want to give a shout out to our good friends over at Allen Edmonds, maker of top quality made in the USA shoes. Folks, the shoes from great leaders, from the Oval Office to corner offices, the stage and screen, and promising cubicles all around the country are a part of what make people successful. The right footwear is important on the carpets and the hardwood floors of our global economy, so get it right with made in the USA quality and value from Allen Edmonds. Allen Edmonds is an American original. They've been making shoes right here in the U.S., in Wisconsin, since 1922. And right now they have a sale going on, $50 off selected boots. And don't forget, folks, the great sports memorabilia. You heard me talk about this with Paul Grangard, their CEO, a few weeks ago here on the show. I still have visions of their Three River Stadium seat cufflinks dancing in my head. They also have, cufflinks made from baseball stadium seats from Fenway Park to Yankee Stadium, Wrigley Field, to name just a few. Or how about the Jack Nicklaus scorecard cover? Wonderful item. They also have game-used bat bottle openers and other, baseball, cufflinks, game-used baseballs. They have things for the golf enthusiasts in your life as well. So many cool items that you can find on AllenEdmonds.com. So go check it out. You're going to find something that you love for yourself, for the person in your life that loves sports and so many other great things. Again, AllenEdmonds.com. Go check it out. We also want to kick off today's show like we do every week by saluting the brave men and women serving in every branch of our military. We want to thank all of you for your daily sacrifices for what you do every day to keep the rest of us safe. We also want to thank our veterans out there for all you've done for us over the years. We truly appreciate our military personnel, everything that you do, and the sacrifices that you and your families make to protect our freedoms and our liberties. It's through your strength and your efforts that our way of life is even possible. Our sincere thanks as well to Sean Cruz and the wonderful folks over at the Armed Forces Radio Network. It's an honor for us to have Next on the Tee be a part of your network. You can find our show by going to armedforcesradionetwork.org. Also want to remind our veterans, be sure to check out and bookmark globalvoiceforveterans.org. The site's getting better and better every day. They have a wonderful array of news and articles and a wealth of information specifically designed for our veterans out there. I'm sure you're going to find it both interesting and beneficial for you. Again, globalvoiceforveterans.org. All right, now making his fourth appearance with me on the Seymour Putters guest line is Andy Melancon of golfballs.com. Let me remind you a little bit about Andy's background. He earned his bachelor's degree in business administration from the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. He's, like I say, the manager of retail operations there at golfballs.com, which is the largest golf retail outlet in the state of Louisiana and becoming one of the largest golf retailers online as well. They specialize in personalizing your golf gear with custom messages or logos or pictures or imprinting your name on golf balls, towels, and an array of products. So many great things out there that you can personalize for yourself. I've been, like I said at the top of the show, I've been a happy customer of theirs for many years. And let me tell you why. And let me preface this again by saying, I was a customer of golfballs.com for years before Andy joined me on this show. And it's not like, I'm saying it for Andy's benefit because they're not a sponsor of the show, paying me, giving me anything. I say it's because they are great folks. I was, a customer for many years. So great stuff. I get my golf balls on there when, I'm going to have either for myself, personalized for me. If I'm going to do an event like every year, I do an annual golf event with my buddies. So we get, personalized golf balls, done for that. I've had some done for the show. They have outstanding customer service. They have all the major brands at a variety of price points for everybody. Like I said, plus they do way more than just golf balls. So in other words, if you want it, they got it, and they're going to take great care of you, along the purchasing path. And I'm glad to have Andy back again with me, joining me on Next on the Tee. Good morning, Andy. How have you been, my friend?
Chris, all is well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. So, Andy, before we get into all the golf stuff, we got to touch on your alma mater, the University of Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns, plus your Saints. It's been a tough football season for both of your teams. And, when I was looking up Louisiana Lafayette, tough start to the season. Started out 1-3. Seemed to right the ship a little bit, winning 3 out of their next 4 games, but 4 straight losses to end the season. What went wrong down there in Lafayette?
Oh man, we had the injury bug hit us. We had a few key starters that went out, and just we couldn't recover. We had quarterbacks in the system this season, and
wow,
none of them with any starting experience, and we kind of played musical chair with the QBs for the first few games, and come the end of the season, we were starting a redshirt freshman that appears to be the front runner for next season. So we'll see how it goes. We're optimistic. 4-game losing streak at the end of the season is not fun, but we'll see. There's always next year, right?
Indeed. And unfortunately, Andy, your Saints haven't made Sundays any better for you than Saturdays have been. They've lost 4 in a row and would have to kind of win out at this point to finish 500, which would really make it 3 out of the last 4 years. At best 500 or worse. Is it time for a coaching change down there in New Orleans?
Man, there's a lot of speculation out there. I'm not voting for that. That's for sure. We've had some issues in the front office as far as some poor player decisions, I guess you could say, and it's starting to pay off as far as on a negative side. So we've got a lot of dead money out there that that we can't really turn into production. So, we're struggling through that right now. Hopefully, over the next couple of years, we'll right that ship. Unfortunately, with Drew Brees, we're running out of time. So hopefully we can make a few moves and make his last couple seasons successful with the Saints.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's talk a little golf and golfballs.com. Obviously, we're heading into the final push for this Christmas season. Andy, what are some of the hot selling items you guys have seen so far this year?
So Titleist every year, promotes their Pro V1 at $39.95. I'm sorry, $39.99. And it's the number one gift in golf. It's been this way for several years now since they started this promotion. It runs from just before Thanksgiving all the way through Christmas, by far. It's already the number one ball in golf. When they run a promotion on it, it just capitalizes everybody else's gift buying options out there. So we're moving a ton of Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls right now. Unbelievable amount. So that's that being said, we do a lot of you mentioned personalization. You're running out of time on personalized products on a lot of companies' websites. We are still guaranteeing in-house delivery for the holidays without even having to upgrade freight. So we still have at least another week to make sure all your personalized products get in the doors.
There you go. And Andy, my father loves the game of golf, plays 5 or 6 days a week. And for people out there like my mom and me who are wondering what can we get, the golfer that has everything, talk about what are some of the new or unique gift items that you guys have out there on golfballs.com? Group.
Sure. Well, you mentioned new and unique. The number one gift category this time of the year is apparel. Believe it or not, the Melancon Group released their 2015 survey. Apparel across the board was the number one mover. So we see a lot. I mean, it's an easy gift. You come in, as long as you know the size, you can fit them out. I mean, golfers go through golf shirts pretty quickly. I destroy a few shirts every summer. I know that. So, it's always good to get them again and freshen up the wardrobe to keep it, just to keep it going. Yeah. So we do a lot of apparel. Gifts, as far as personalized goes, that's always been one of our fortes. So personalized golf balls is easily our number one seller in at golfballs.com. But a lot of techie items out now.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, we have some promotions on GPS and laser range finders. That's always a popular item as well.
Yeah, and those items, GPS items, boy, I tell you, technology obviously in the golf, sector, changes, almost it feels like as rapidly as, stuff in the computers. Talking GPS, boy, those GPS items are, as we've, seen them go from, big things like cell phones, big things that we carry around, the stuff that fits on, on your belt loop or whatever. Now it's on the watch, that sort of thing. Talk about what you're seeing in GPS technology and where that piece might actually be heading either now or in 2016.
GPS, believe it or not, GPS is the fastest growing category in the industry. Well, I say GPS, distance measuring devices in general, which includes your lasers, your GPS, and even your new interactive GPS technologies that are also stat trackers. So, it started out as a handset, just like your phone. It was kind of big and bulky. It evolved into a much smaller device. Now, they have hat clips that are GPS devices. They actually speak.
Is that right? Hat
yeah,
clips?
it's a small clip. Yeah, it's about the size of the face of a watch. But you clip it on your hat, or you can clip it on your belt, whichever you prefer. A lot of people clip it on the hat. They click a button, and it calls out the yardage to the middle of the green or whatever target you choose it to call out. Great for visual impaired. If you can't see the display well, you just press a little button and it'll speak to you. With the watches, that's probably the fastest growing category, the GPS watch. So there's no annual fees. There's no downloads. Everything is already preloaded. There's different brands that have different features. Probably one of the better movers right now is Garmin, which, my opinion, has the best functioning watch. As far as accuracy of yardage information, SkyCaddy probably holds that. They hold that lead in the market, but they have proprietary information, for their distances. So that's probably the one thing that sets them apart. But as far as a watch function goes, Garmin is easily the best. And one of their devices, it's a more expensive watch. It's about the same price as a handset, but it gives you all the information of a handset. So you have aerial views of the golf hole. You can toggle through different information a lot easier. It's bright, vivid color displays. In my opinion, if I was going to get a watch, that's the one I'm going with. That's called the Garmin S6. Awesome watch.
All right, Garmin S6. I got that now. I'm putting that on my Christmas list. All right.
Yeah, you might want to. It's a good one.
and I don't want to get too far away from it. We'll get back to some of the cool stuff that we're looking forward to in 16. But before I lose my train of thought, you guys obviously personalize golf balls. But for listeners that aren't as familiar with your site, there are a lot of things that you can go on golfballs.com to get personalized. You have to get divot tools, pencils, ball markers. Talk about the array of things. So if you've already gotten the golf enthusiast in your life, personalized golf balls in the past, what are some of the other items you guys have on the site and in your store that you can actually go out and personalize? Sure.
Well, we've been doing, as we've done pad printing on golf balls and custom messages, that kind of stuff. Well, we do embroidery on towels, hats, bags, you name it. We're getting into digital printing, which has become a very fast growing part of our business, where we're able to take different ink technologies and put it on different products, whether it be tees, like you mentioned, pencils, mouse pads, coasters, ball markers, divot fixtures, anything that basically we can find without manufacturer branding, that we can kind of create your own. We're trying to identify those products as we go. So, there's a lot of things out there that you wouldn't necessarily think that, is a very popular golf item. We're putting it out in the market and people are loving it. It's different. And, anything that you can create your own, design your own, we're just trying to find more and more items to offer the public.
Yeah, no, and you guys have so many great things out there that people can, not only buy just as a retail item, but they're personalized for the golf enthusiast in their life. So again, golfballs.com, go check it out. Andy, what new things? And I love some of the things you just talked about here a moment ago about the GPS items and things of that nature. But what new things have come into the shop, or you guys already have an inventory that when you've seen it, you say, now that's really cool.
Yeah, some of the 2016 products started to hit the doors already. Manufacturers always launch it right before the holidays just to capitalize on some of the kids buying out there. That's kind of been a trend we've seen in the last few years, as opposed to waiting until February to launch their new products. TaylorMade most notably has come out with their new M1 driver, which is basically a technology they've never used or haven't used in years, which is a composite crown which distributes weight to the sole of the glove that makes their little track weights way more effective. So that's definitely the hot driver on the market. Callaway's got a new iron set that we've had great success with that just launched as well, their new 2016 Apex iron, which it's a distance iron. It is a forged body. What happens is as you get through the set, the longer the club gets, they have what's called the speed cup in behind each of the faces in the middle and longer irons, which amplifies ball speed. And, essentially versus some of the gamers from years past, you might pick up easily a club and a half. And
wow.
Your distance gaps between irons are a little bit longer. So, we've had a lot of great success stories with that iron so far this season and expect it to roll through 2016.
Man, no,
and you
that's
mentioned
fantastic.
some stuff coming out in the spring. Always being a Ping fan, play a lot of Ping product myself. Their new driver, I'm super excited about. I'm not ready to dive into some information. I don't think they'd appreciate that too much. But in 2016, they have probably one of the best lineups that you'll see from them in a long time.
Wow. All right. Well, that's something to keep our eyes on coming up. And, and Andy, we talked about, all the things that you guys do. I have to imagine, since, you do so many custom logos and custom sayings and people can, essentially write what they want. I have to imagine there's been some pretty interesting things come across where you said, you want us to imprint what on a golf ball or on what are some of the funnier things you guys have seen?
Well, I mean, people get really creative. There's a few that are, you can say, not safe for work. Quite a few of those come across that, unfortunately we can't print those. The manufacturers would they kind of,
they frown on that?
They give us a lot of leeway. Anything that's inappropriate to their mind, they don't want inappropriate messages or imprints on their product when they get out in the marketplace. Yeah, it reflects negatively on the company. So
sure.
They ask us, and they actually do police it at times. So, we have a policy where, if inappropriate content comes through, we won't print it. But, people get creative, and I applaud them for that. I mean, we've seen some good ones come across, a lot of which, are not safe to discuss over the show. So. But, they're you about as creative as you could imagine. We've seen it all.
I imagine you have. So, Andy, you've talked about, some of the newer things that some of the major manufacturers have coming out, or coming up for 2016. As I said a moment ago, I equate a lot what happens now with golf clubs, sort of like, we do with computers. I mean, about the time you buy it, it's already old technology. Does it make it challenging for you guys to deal with stocking the items that, as it does for the rest of us, to kind of keep up with what's new technology versus what's old technology? And then when we may hand you a club in your retail store and say, what's the difference between this one and that one? Is that tough for you guys too?
You mentioned that, and it has been tough in years past. I guess over the last 2 seasons or so, it's gotten much, much better. There was a time, and of course, the golf industry as a whole is kind of at a point where there's not much growth. There's a lot of flat success rates, and you're seeing some parts of the industry that are actually down. Their rounds played are lower. There's fewer golfers out there. We've lost umpteen million golfers over the last, probably 5 to 8 years, as far as the, regular 10 to 20 round a year guy is. So, these manufacturers are noticing that the buying power of the golf industry is down. So they have, across the board, extended the product life cycle. Your Pings, Mizuno, Titleist, some of your brands that don't launch as many products will hold that 18 to 24 month cycle, and they always have. But your Callaways and TaylorMades that launch product, year after year, every 6 to 8 months. You're seeing those product cycles extend also, which is great because the value of the club remains higher for a longer period of time. So you buy that 2015 driver, you want to trade it in 2016 towards the new one, you're going to get more in return for it, whereas in years past, that driver depreciated so quickly that within 6 to 8 months, basically you're giving it away for nothing. So
yeah,
I appreciate it because the value of that product stays for longer. And, it's easier to, I guess, to tell the technology story over that period of time because, in years past, they come out with a driver and then they've already got a new one planned. So the driver launches, and then I have already seen what's replacing it. So I already know what's coming in the new technology, but I'm trying to sell the old technology. And it was a challenge to keep the messages clear and consistent. So I think the industry as a whole has gotten a lot better.
And and to that point, right? We talk about not only technology with with the golf clubs, but golf balls as well, right? I mean, every brand of golf ball has several different configurations now. Some are softer, some are harder. Every golf ball goes further than the other one. It's hard to imagine that there is much left to do with a golf ball to help improve performance. And Andy, Sean McKeel has become a wonderful friend and a regular guest on this show. And he says it's hard, to work the golf ball anymore because they are engineered to fly so straight. So from a golf ball perspective and the technology, what buzz are you hearing for what, we're going to start to see different or new or what have you on the golf ball side?
Well, I mentioned Titleist early in the year running their special for the holidays. They started the solid core tour golf ball back in late 90s, early 2000s with the original Pro V1 series. And since then, it's kind of been a foot race to see who can make the best golf ball. And, Titleist leads the industry by, they have easily the most market share, maybe 2 to 3 times more than any other competitor right now.
Is that right?
So everyone else is just competing for second place. So we saw it a couple of years ago when Bridgestone came out with a very low compression, amateur desired tour quality performing golf ball. And that's kind of the next tier of player that all these brands are now trying to reach out to. And they're trying to capitalize on that mid-level amateur that, is a great player, maybe a low handicapper, doesn't have quite the head speed or some of the command needed to play some of the premium ball, like your 4 and 5 piece 105 compression golf ball. So, Bridgestone came out with a 70 compression 3-piece tour ball. And then a couple of years later, now you have TaylorMade has their version of it in the Project A, which has been very successful. Callaway has their Chrome Soft, which is the industry leader at the moment in compression for a tour golf ball. So that's kind of the new category we're seeing come up, and now everyone notices that it's been a good success and that it's a high-performance area that has not been capitalized on for years. So that's kind of a fast-growing, area where the golf ball has improved quite a great deal. Your tour-level balls have not changed much. They're going into 4 and 5 piece construction now. Compression really hasn't changed. They're keeping it around 100. That's the way that you can maximize distance with a high head speed, with low backspin, low side spin, that kind of stuff. So, they've been targeting the same players for decades now, and the ball has changed. But the big change was, had already been made about 15 years ago, and they're just trying to perfect it. But, the new softer era of tour golf balls is here now. So you're going to see a lot more of those in the future.
And, as we look ahead, Andy, next month is the PGA Merchandise Show down in Florida. It's certainly one of the biggest events of the year for everybody, from the manufacturers to, golf fans to, everything is going to be on display down there. I'm sure you guys are going to have a contingent down there. What are you guys looking forward to seeing?
Well, we always book appointments with our major vendors to see, what's coming out in the future from those guys. Most of what we're looking at the PGA Show comes out in, midsummer, which is, kind of the fall season that we start looking at, because we've already seen the stuff that comes out, January through, say, March or April. We always go out there looking for new vendors, for new companies that the industry may not know about, and try to, capitalize on what products they offer, see if we can feature them, and see how we can get those products to the market. And, we always look for new things that we can personalize. Every year we find a product that's introduced to the market for golf that we can customize. And, we always go out looking for the next big thing. So we're going to spend a lot of time just trying to find a new company to interact with and maybe build a reputation with, and, go from there. But we're going to visit with all of our key manufacturers and see what new products they have coming out. We do that every year. It's always a good time.
And Andy, like I talked about at the top, what captured my loyalty to golfballs.com was your customer service. I want to give you an opportunity to brag on yourself and the folks working there. It's outstanding for me, whether I've interacted with your folks, whether I'm chatting online with somebody, I've had talked to somebody over the phone, and I've never had an issue. Everything I've ever gotten has been top notch. Talk for a minute about your company's focus on delivering a great experience and high quality and customer service on every single order.
So I've been with the company for almost 10 years now, and when I was brought on board, one of the big things was our satisfaction guarantee. And I have come from a customer service background from different industries that helped me get through and into the golf industry quite well. We take a lot of pride in making sure that you're 100% happy with what you have, and if you're not, then we're going to make sure that we do everything we can to make you 100% happy. There's always going to be errors, human mistake, or something happens in transit that we can't control. All that stuff contributes to the customer experience, and all we're trying to do is make sure that you have the best experience that we can possibly provide. And so far, so good. I mean, we've had a lot of great success stories, a lot of repeat customers like yourself, and we appreciate all of it, and we're going to continue to take care of everyone that we can as best as we can. And right now, our delivery time is the best in the industry as far as for custom golf products. So we take pride in being able to do it quickly and also very accurately as far as what your expectations are. So our customer guarantee has always been one of my best values about the business as I know it today.
And Andy, one last thing before we let you go. Some of the other stuff that's available online, we talked about imprinting and logos and putting pictures on golf balls and all of that sort of stuff. But you guys also have sports team merchandise. And you can get your favorite college team, NFL team, Major League Baseball team. Talk about those things, and if those things can be personalized as well. I think those will make outstanding presents this Christmas season.
Yeah, we have some limitations there, but most of what we have on site available is headwear and golf ball, and there's a few accessories that some of our distributors carry that we keep in house. But personalized golf balls of your favorite team. I mean, there's a lot of small schools out there that unfortunately these manufacturers don't cater to, so we hear it every year. Why don't you have this school? Why don't you have this team? But for the most part, the major schools and conferences we have supported, and of course with NFL and a lot of MLB product out there as well. So we cater to the fan. Most of us at the company are fans of some school or team, mostly in the local area. But you can see it around the business. We're all supporting whoever we have, whether it be on or off. So we love to offer those products to our customers as well. So we happen to be a licensee of our local university, which is my alma mater, and we design custom golf gear, which we are licensed to do, and it's a great local experience for our community. They can come in, pick out a shirt if it's one of the improved vendors that we can imprint on. You can design your own logo, and it's you can put it where you want it, how you want it, and in a few different color variations, and it's a very unique item that we can turn around really quickly that I wish we could do for other teams in sports, but. Something like that we do a lot of this time of the year as well.
Yeah, so to your point, I'm sure you've got a bunch of Louisiana Lafayette stuff that people can do things with.
Oh,
but
yeah.
For those of us that are fans of other teams or other schools, that may want someone may want to get either their name, to your point, a custom logo and that sort of thing put on. I'll speak from personal reference. Can I get a next on the T Steelers shirt or whatever, or is that, to your point, that's only a local thing?
Yeah, I can't print say a Steelers logo on anything, but we do have headwear. We'll have golf ball that are Pittsburgh Steelers logo ball. That you can put your message on.
Yes.
Yeah, the apparel side of NFL gear is, condensed to their local markets in most cases, so we don't really deal with some of the major team schools, that kind of thing. Golf bag is one that, some of them we can't personalize your message on, but Wilson, Team Golf, there's a lot of different companies that we carry that you can buy, say your favorite, head cover set or golf bag if you like that kind of thing. So, we try to cater as best we can to fans of other areas. But we, like I said, we do have some limitations.
There you go. Andy, thank you so much for taking time out of your morning to come back and be a guest on the show. I love having you on as often as I can get you, and you're a fantastic guest. You make it a lot of fun for me. So thanks for being here. I hope you'll come back again soon. And in the meantime, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you, your family, and everyone there at golfballs.com.
Well, Chris, we appreciate it, and look forward to doing the show. Merry Christmas to you and yours as well.
All right. Take care, Andy. We'll catch up hopefully again real soon.
All right, Chris. Take care.
Take care. Again, Andy Melancon, golfballs.com. He is the manager of retail operations. They do have some retail locations down there in Louisiana. Their site is absolutely fantastic. I can't say enough good things about them. Golfballs.com. You can get anything you want on that site. So don't waste your time standing in line at the big boxes. If you're what you're looking for is great apparel, great headwear, great golf balls, things you want to personalize for the golf enthusiast in your life. And I can't say enough great things about their customer service and the people that I've had the opportunity to deal with there. Again, golfballs.com. Go check it out. All right, folks, it is time for me to put a bow on this episode of Next on the Tee. Before we do, I want you to hear from our friends over at the Salute Military Golf Association. Jim Estes joined me as a guest last week. They are doing such great things for our military personnel, particularly those folks that have come back and are having challenges now physically, from whether they were wounded or what have you, in the line of duty. They are doing great things to bring the game of golf to those folks. Hear this word from Jim.
The Salute Military Golf Association was created to provide rehabilitative golf experiences to the brave men and women who have been wounded while serving our country. Hi, I'm Jim Estes, PGA Golf Pro and co-founder of the Salute Military Golf Association. With my adaptive golf program, we've successfully helped thousands of soldiers in their recovery, both mentally and physically. The SMGA has been providing family-inclusive golf experiences across the country since 2007. To date, the SMGA has equipped more than 1,000 warriors with properly fitted golf clubs and has extended its clinic series to more than 8 chapter and affiliate locations across the U.S. If you are a wounded veteran interested in participating, or if you'd like to learn more about the Salute Military Golf Association and find a chapter closest to you, visit our website at smga.org. We've seen firsthand how impactful golf can be in aiding one's recovery. The Salute Military Golf Association, empowering wounded veterans one fairway at a time. Visit smga.org. That's smga.org.
You just can't beat this weather. The leaves are starting to change. It's the perfect time to get away to French Lick Resort and play the courses the champions play. This year, the Pete Dye course at French Lick has hosted the Senior PGA Championship and the Legends of the LPGA Championship. Play our Donald Ross course and feel like 1924 PGA champion Walter Hagen. Fall is the perfect time to play the courses the champions play at French Lick Resort. Book our Hall of Fame package now at FrenchLick.com.
All right, everybody, it's time for me to put a bow on this episode of Next on the Tee. My sincere thanks again to Andy Melancon for joining me today and making this show so much fun for me to be a part of. I hope you enjoyed it as well, and I hope you'll go out and check out golfballs.com for great gift ideas. Please also check out our sister show, Thursday Night Tailgate, with me and my co-host Bob Lazari and our announcer Joe LaGianusa. That show airs live every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find it again on armedforcesradionetwork.org. We're on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud, Player.fm, Audio Boom. You can find us all across the internet. Every week we are joined by legends and stars from around the NFL and the CFL as well. Please also check out both shows on Facebook and give us a like. That's important to us, too. You can find us online at nextonthetee.net for this show, ThursdayNightTailgate.com for our football show. You can stream or download any of our archive episodes for free and keep up to date with who some of our future guests are going to be. And again, folks, I can't thank you enough for choosing to listen to this show today. We appreciate it very much. Until next week, hit 'em straight, my friends.
You've been listening to Next on the Tee with Chris Mascaro, where PGA and LPGA legends, pros and top instructors, and media members go to tell their stories. Join us the same time every Saturday to hear more stories about the game we love, from the people who love sharing those stories with you. It's all about the great game of golf. It's all about the great game of golf.